Hello guys. I know this is not how I typically start vlogs, but I thought I should pull my camera out because I'm trying a new hair product. I thought we could try it together. So I'm gonna use K18. I've used this before a couple of times, but I don't think I ever used it right. But I overnighted the full-size bottle to myself because I did something that, based off of the responses from when I've talked about this before, only 50% of you are in support. And it's like split right down the middle. It's 50-50. But I booked a appointment to get a test strand done with a hairstylist just to see how my hair will lift, because I just can't do this hair color anymore. So I got a hairstylist recommendation from a good friend of mine, and I DM'd her on Instagram, and we were just talking. I told her about my hair history, I sent photos, and she was like, okay, come in for a test strand, let's see what happens, but in the meantime, you should use K18 to just prep your hair for future bleaching. So I'm gonna do that, and I thought we could do it together. So I haven't used conditioner, which feels so wrong. My hair is super tangled. Like I said, I think I've used K18 before, but I never really liked it much. And I was looking at videos of how to use it on Instagram, and I think I was using it wrong. So, but yeah, I can't do this hair color anymore. I don't hate it, but I close to hate it, which is bizarre because this is the hair color that I was born with. And when I dyed it back in September, regrettably asked for permanent dye, because I was thinking I'll just go back to natural, I'll grow my hair back out, and that'll be that. It'll be better for my hair. But I truly miss my blondie moments so much. I just felt beautiful in a way that I have not felt in months. Like, my hair is getting longer again, it's growing out, and I just don't feel good. And like, I was talking to one of my friends who recently dyed her hair red, and she summed it up pretty well. She was like, I don't feel ugly, but I don't feel beautiful like the way I did before I dyed my hair. And that's how I feel. So I've just decided, fuck it, you can customize your avatar however you want. So I'm gonna test trend done, because I just don't know, with my hair history, like 3 balayages last year, and then using permanent, like super dark brown, almost black dye, we just don't know what's gonna happen. So rather than put bleach all over my whole head and have my hair break off or turn orange, we're gonna do a test strand and just see like what's possible. The hairstylist sent me some photos. She thinks it might be possible to get something like this for the first time, and I would be happy with that because we can also go brighter around my face, and I definitely want that because I feel like this hair just washes me out, which I never felt before I started dyeing it, but I also didn't know how good I would feel with the balayages back then. So I'm not drying my hair, but I'm just squeezing some of the water out. I also told the hairstylist I'll buy whatever product you tell me to. I'll use whatever routine you want me to do. I don't care how high maintenance my at-home routine is. Like, I don't care. Please just help me. And she was like, this is what you should use. So, how to use. Shampoo, do not condition. Oh, you should towel dry. Begin with 1 pump and add more as needed. Okay, 1 pump is not gonna do it. Let sit for 4 minutes, do not rinse out. Comb, add product, and style. Okay, so I guess I will towel dry my hair. I have heard incredible things about this product, and if it helps me bleach my hair again while retaining some decent amount of health to the hair, then I'm all for it. You guys could see for yourselves like how much breakage I had before my big haircut, like how dead my ends were, and honestly, I don't think I was putting enough effort into taking care of my hair back then, because the first time I bleached it, obviously there was damage, but it wasn't bad, and so I was like, okay, maybe my hair is just strong and I don't need to be that worried, and that was obviously very wrong. I have seen online that you're meant to rub your hands together until the product turns white. Like this, and then work that through your hair. So yeah, I really think I got kind of lazy with my hair last time around, and just assumed it would be fine and did not put enough effort into taking care of it, and it was damaged and it was broken. This is not sponsored by K18, by the way. I know I'm talking about this a lot, but that's just because like genuinely the hairdresser said, get this, use it for a couple weeks beforehand, and so I just thought I would share. Also, you might have seen I have acrylic nails on again. You know what I've just realized and learned in the last couple of weeks, you guys? I tried being low maintenance. It is not for me. It's just time to accept the truth about myself. I'm a high maintenance girl. I had natural nails for almost a month and I genuinely hated it. I didn't realize how much I had come to use like acrylic nails for. I literally use it when doing my makeup to help wing out my eyeliner, and you can't do that with a natural like short fingernail. And that sounds so minor, but it bothered me. And I also have really, really small hands, like comically small hands and short fingers. And you guys might be like, what are you talking about? But I don't know if it translates on camera. Trust me, my hands are like laughably small for my height. And my fingers are really short, and I just felt insecure about my hands. And I don't feel insecure about my hands when I have acrylics. So, like I said, I'm customizing my avatar this year. All right, that is in my hair. You're meant to leave it in for 4 minutes and not rinse it out. But then after 4 minutes, which is when the product, I guess, stops or finishes working, then you can continue to style as normal. So I'm just gonna clip it up. Okay, since I'm waiting, I think I'm gonna contour my face with fake tan. You might be able to tell how much more tan my body is in my face right now. I've been using Tanologist Daily Glow for 2 days. It looks good, but I don't put it on my face, so I'm gonna contour my face. I don't put a ton on my face before I do this, just like a hydrating serum or something lightweight. I don't want there to be a barrier in between my skin and the fake tan, but my skin is also really dry and I need a little something. And then I have been using Tanologist Tinted in Dark in the purple bottle, and I use a brush like this. It just has like a wide domed head of bristles. I'm also gonna have to use it to do the backs of my hands because I wash my hands obviously very often, and so my hands are lighter than everything. I just put a little on here. Literally just dab it everywhere that I would contour while trying not to get it in the hair that I just washed. This always confuses Matt when I do it. Even though I do this pretty regularly, every time I'll come out of the bathroom and he'll be like, oh, what's on your face? It's really easy. I know it looks really dark, but that's just the bronzer, like the guide color in the tan. So if you do this, don't be worried about it. But yeah, I just do my cheekbones, my forehead, my nose, because I always put bronzer on my nose. Make sure that's all blended. And then I'll also do a little on my eyelids. Try not to get it in your eyebrows because I feel like it turns your eyebrows orange. Love that. You could also do your neck, but I've been putting the gradual tan on my neck, so I'm not going to do that. I've got a minute left before I can do anything to my hair. I guess I'll get changed because I do need to put on moisturizer. Here's my fake tan on my face. I only leave it on for like an hour, and then when you rinse it off, you have this really beautiful, natural, like bronzy flush to your face, and your skin just like looks healthy and it just gives a little glow. So I love doing this. I'm gonna change. What else can I tell you guys? Ooh, there's the timer. So it's a Saturday. I've had a lovely morning. I went to the gym, but I didn't work out. I just used the sauna and cold pool and hot tub and stuff. This is the daily like gradual tanning lotion I'm putting on. The back of the K18 bottle says you can style your hair like normal after the 4 minutes. So I'm gonna put it up in my hair towel just because it's still really, really wet. And if I don't get more of the moisture out, it's probably gonna take like 4 hours to dry. We'll see how my hair feels after. It feels fine now, like it feels like I've got leave-in conditioner in it. If you are not already using a microfiber hair towel when you're drying your hair, it's like one thing. I never tell you guys you need this. Like I never say that because I just don't think it's true about a lot of things, and I don't want to ever make you feel like you have to get something that I like or talk about. But this is one thing I'll say, like, people need this. It's a microfiber hair towel. If you don't use it for your hair already, you really should. It is so much better for your hair. It like totally changed the health of my hair when I started using one back in like 2017. Sorry for the backlighting, but I started to do my makeup, but I realized I really need to record this episode because Matt and I are going to dinner tonight and we need to leave in like 2 hours. It usually takes me over an hour to record, and I'm so not ready, and I wanted to film a getting ready reel. So I'm gonna do this. I think it might be a shorter episode than normal. Actually, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, we're going to dinner tonight. It's February, so I'm not doing dry January anymore, and there's this one wine bar in DC that Matt has been wanting to go to for months and months and months. And so we're gonna actually finally go tonight, which I'm excited about. I wasn't like desperate to start drinking or anything as soon as it was February 1st, but I do enjoy wine in like a certain setting, like I love a wine bar, and so I'm looking forward to it. I can talk more about like full thoughts on how dry January went for me and how it was for me, if you guys want to hear that. But yeah, it's really hot in this room because the sun makes the room so warm. I let my hair air dry. I'm probably gonna have to style it for dinner. I'm just getting set up. I usually hold the microphone in my lap like this because I have this pop filter that I've recently started using because my S's and P's were sounding very, very sharp as I was editing each episode. So I usually just do this. This is my setup. It's very informal. As you can see, my office is a mess. There are clothes all over the floor because I've been planning outfits for New York Fashion Week, and there's my donation clothes, and I don't know. I sat here in my last vlog, so you guys already know the drill. But yeah, I need to go ahead and just get started on recording this. Pull up my notes, did a lot of prep for this episode, and I will check back in with you guys afterward. So I just finished recording. I thought it was gonna be a shorter episode than usual, and I ended up talking for 50 minutes. It won't be 50 minutes when I finish editing it. That's just not how it goes, but one thing about me is I can talk. I can really talk. So I've done that, and now it's time to get ready for my date night. By some honest to God miracle, I got the episode recorded and did hair, makeup, and filmed a getting ready reel with 18 minutes to spare. Why are you giggling, Matt? 18 minutes.
No, because miracle is fine.
Here is my outfit. Got this leather vest on from Lulu's. I honestly don't know where I got this little belt. Got it a long time ago. And then new Tecovas. Lots of silver jewelry today. I told Matt I was feeling good and I needed an outfit photo tonight. I think Fergus knows that we're about to leave the house and it's about to be nap time for him, and he doesn't seem happy, and that breaks my heart. Fergus? How did you get that? Come here. How did you get that? That's mommy's. That is not your stuffed animal. Can you sit? Good boy. Lie down. Good boy. You know the one? Good boy. You can have another right there. That is not your stuffed animal. That's mommy's. You've got your own cow. Hi you guys. Wow, this lighting is bright. Of course I'm right in the middle of a shadow. I'm having a day. I'm having quite a day. So brief note from me as I'm editing this right now. I'm about to complain to you guys about two things. I'm gonna talk about an update I had about my visa process, and I'm gonna talk about losing my health insurance. And I talked quite a bit about both of those two things. This was filmed 2 weeks ago, so me right now, I can say the thing about the visa has pretty much been resolved. And health insurance, I'm actively working on. The health insurance thing is ongoing. And if this doesn't make sense, it will once I go back to the video. But I wanted to say that the stuff with the visa is pretty much resolved now, and I debated taking this part of the vlog out. I was like, it's kind of dramatic. I'm being emotional in the video, and now that that is irrelevant now, maybe I should just take this part out. But I'm deciding to leave it in because I was really upset the day that I filmed this because I had gotten bad news that was later corrected and everything is okay and we found a solution and it's fine. But I thought I'd leave it in because the ups and downs and the setbacks and the way that this entire process just plays with your emotions so heavily is very real. It's an extremely realistic part of this process. Like, you will get good news and think you're good to go and think the visa's within your grasp and it'll be taken away from you, or you'll get bad news that devastates you and it feels like at the end of the world, and then it gets corrected or you find a solution, or they say, oh no, wait, just kidding, that doesn't apply to you. Like, this happens all the time. It happened to us about 1,000,000 times with Matt. So yeah, I just felt like I wanted to add, because this video was filmed 2 weeks ago, everything I'm sharing in this next part is very authentic to what I was going through that day, and that's why I've left it in. Also, the health insurance thing is still ongoing. I have more calls to make literally after I finish editing this video. So anyway, back to the video. 2 things have happened. One, I've gotten some kind of bad news about my visa process. I had this big meeting with my immigration lawyer last week, and I keep getting new info, and without going into too much detail, basically Matt and I met with a different immigration lawyer last August while we were in Aberdeen, and we got some advice that we based our plans off of, and we based our timeline off of, like based off of what this literal immigration lawyer was telling us. But we chose to go with a different firm because we wanted to work with a lawyer that was actually based in Edinburgh. So I found a new immigration lawyer in Edinburgh, and I met with them last week, and it turns out that a lot of the advice we were given by the other lawyer last August was either just bad advice or is completely out of date now. And so there's still a way that it could be fine and everything could stay on track, or this process could be delayed by like 7 or 8 months until I can even submit my application, and that's based on a bunch of things. The biggest one is meeting the financial requirement. So basically you have to, like your sponsor, in this case my partner who's a UK citizen, has to meet income requirements for the previous 12 months, like backdated from the date of application, and have a job that meets the income requirements for the coming 12 months. And because Matthew's not currently living in the UK, he's returning to the UK with me, he needs to have a job offer that meets the income requirements, that he starts within 3 months of the application start date. And we knew all of that. What we didn't know was that that income requirement is going up by quite a lot on April 11th. There are lots of new immigration policies in place in the UK right now because of the current administration that are making immigrating to the UK a lot more difficult. And the income requirement isn't, like, it's part of the visa process. We went through this with Matt, and I was his sponsor, and everything was fine. But because of the change in the income requirement, and that's happening on April 11th, we are just not sure that we will be able to submit our application before April 11th. And if we can't, then we have to adjust a bunch of things to meet the new income requirement after April 11th. And I know I'm being kind of vague right now, and this is really confusing. Trust me, everything about visas is confusing, every single thing. So that's one part of it. The other part is the savings requirement. You basically have to demonstrate that you're not going to be a financial liability to the country once you get there. So you can do that through income. You could also do it through savings. The savings amount that you have to have also is going up by a significant amount on April 11th. Said all of this to say, there are still a couple of ways that this could be fine. There's still ways you can combine savings and income. I think there are ways I could use my investment portfolio to demonstrate like financial responsibility. There are some things, some avenues we're going to explore with the lawyer. I just thought I'd update you guys because a lot of you guys have expressed a ton of interest in this process, especially the really logistical side of it. I've even gotten loads of comments and DMs of people saying they are also immigrating to the UK, or they're partners from the UK and they want to. So I thought I would just share the reality of it, which is that I just got some really bad news today, and maybe it'll still be fine, manifesting, or maybe I won't even be able to apply for the next like 7 months. So I don't know. The bright side about immigrating to the UK is that average processing time for the spousal visa is 3 months, which is so fast compared to the US, and you can pay to have it expedited to 30 working days, which is like unheard of. So we have already kind of realized that Matt is likely moving before me. He's in the middle of the job hunting process right now. If he gets a good job that meets the new income requirements, he'll probably have to move to the UK before me anyway. There are scenarios in which we could move, but I would like not actually move. I would just help the stuff get over there, like move with Fergus, help get the apartment set up, and just be there for a couple of weeks, which you can do without a visa just as a tourist, and then come back home and like live in this apartment until the lease is up, and then live with my parents until I'm able to apply and then until I get the visa. That's an option. If he moves before me, I will be able to visit again, because like up until the point where I submit the application, I can visit the UK like any other visitor. It's just once I actually submit the application, I can't visit. So I could visit, but obviously it's expensive to fly back and forth. So I thought that when Matt retired, that meant long distance was over. And I just don't think it's over. If we are long distance because he's moving over there and I'm in the middle of this visa process, there wouldn't really be an end date. Like, we could hope that we could live within a timeline, but the reality is like, I wouldn't actually know when we would be reunited, and that's hard. Again, I just thought I would share this because this is the reality, and like I never shared anything about Matt's visa process with you guys because it was just so bad, and I know that a lot of you are interested in the logistical side of things, so I thought I would share more this time around. But yeah, it's really sucked. And then the other thing that has sucked today, sorry I'm just like complaining, but the other thing that has really sucked today is I lost my health insurance coverage for no reason. I submitted my application back in November. Like, I have paid for my own health insurance for years because I'm self-employed. I don't get it through an employer, so I have to purchase my own health insurance. My parents are hippies and don't have health insurance, so it's not like I can stay on their plan until I'm 26. They don't have health insurance. So I've been buying my own health insurance for as long as I've been self-employed, and before I had my government job, I was on Medicaid. Is it Medicaid or Medicare? It's Medicaid, right? Medicare is for elderly people. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. I think it was Medicaid. So I was on Medicaid before that, and then I had health insurance through my job, and then when I became self-employed, I've been buying my own health insurance through the marketplace, which is just standard. I submitted my application to renew back in November during open enrollment, and apparently, even though I have a record of the application being submitted, I have confirmation it was submitted. My health insurance company, because I had to submit that application through the Virginia marketplace, my health insurance company is saying we didn't get it, even though I have record that it was submitted. So they sent me an invoice in January, like my health insurance company directly sent me this invoice in January saying, here's the amount you need to pay for your premium and here's the due date. And the invoice was net 31. So I had 31 days to pay the invoice, and I had a very specific due date. I'm still within that 31 days. They sent that to me in January. The due date is on the letter. It's not the due date yet. So I went today to sit down and pay my premium so I can continue to have health insurance. And I find my plan has already been terminated. So I call the company and I say, I have this letter with a due date written on it. It's not that due date yet. Why is my coverage gone? And they were like, sorry, can't help, call the marketplace. So I call the Virginia marketplace and I'm like, I have a record showing that you got my application. I have a confirmation email. When I log into my account, it says submitted November 1st, 2023. What's going on? And they said, sorry, can't help. Open enrollment has already ended, so I can't shop for new healthcare plans. And you can apply for a healthcare plan outside of the open enrollment period if you've had a qualifying life event, which I haven't had. So I just don't have health insurance. It was terminated on January 31st, even though according to this letter right here, it's not the due date yet. It says date due and then gives the date. It's not. And I talked to the guy on the phone and I said, here's my letter. Here's the due date that's on it. And he said, wow, that's really strange. Yes, sir, it is really strange. Is there anything you can do to help me? No, sorry. So I just don't have health insurance. And I can't apply for new health insurance coverage. Like, I can't shop for a new plan until November 1st, or whenever open enrollment starts. I believe that's November 1st. And that wouldn't be such a big deal if I was imminently immigrating to the UK and I pay my NHS surcharge, which also, the surcharge has like tripled in price. The surcharge last week was one number, and today, literally today, it is like tripled. So if I was like moving there really soon, that's fine. I'm just gonna like be under UK health insurance. But now maybe that's, maybe it is, maybe it still is. I don't want to speak negative things in the universe. Maybe it's not happening because maybe the entire timeline has been derailed. So I just don't have health insurance. So I wanted to do something to cheer myself up. This is the reason I like put you guys there and sat down. I just felt like I really wanted to share this, but I wanted to do something to cheer myself up. So I thought I would finally sit down and sew my patch jacket that I showed you guys in my last vlog. I haven't done that yet, and I thought I would because I would like to do a little craft. So the lighting is crazy because the sun is on its way down. But yeah, I think I'm going to film it for a reel, so I'm going to listen to my audiobook on my laptop and just do a little craft, and everything is going to be fine. And I just have to keep telling myself, like, everything will be fine eventually. And Matt was trying to console me with that earlier. He was like, eventually we will be in a strong place to submit the application, and we will, and I'll get it, and I will join him there. That will happen eventually. It's just that I don't want to be long distance again, and we had this timeline in place based off of the advice we got from the other lawyer that just turned out to just not be true. And I was kind of starting to get my hopes set on that, and that was stupid of me because I should have known after all this time that we spent dealing with Matt stuff. I should have known you can just never get your hopes up for literally anything when it comes to a visa until you're holding it in your hand. So that's my fault. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna listen to my audiobook and I'm gonna do a little craft. What? No, I'm listening to folklore right now.
And then he'd taken himself out to the lake.
Okay, you guys, this is it. This one and this one had sticky back, so I just stuck those on, and then the rest I stitched, and it does not look perfect at all, but I kind of like that. The haphazard, imperfect stitching, I think, adds to it, so I really love it. I think it looks so cute on as well. It even fits Matt, and I'm just excited to add more to this whole jacket. Like, obviously, there's quite a bit from Scotland in here. This is for my hometown, as like you guys know. And then we have a couple of different like US bits, but I want to add more for all the states I've visited. I obviously want to add more as I keep traveling. I can't wait to have patches like all down the sleeves. I can't wait to have this whole back section and then like these front panels. The inside of the jacket, this is an imperfect job, okay? And now that they are stitched on, I think I'm gonna go back over with an actual iron, although I'll probably have to use a flat iron if I can, or like the bottom of a hot pan since I don't own an iron. Because now that they're stitched on, I do kind of want to add like some of that, like the heat adhesion, but I'm glad I did the sewing first. So that's what it's looking like. I just can't wait. It looks so good. And I'm gonna end the vlog here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you very, very soon.